Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and we've got another shaky cam interior review. This time we are in a BMW i8. This is a true supercar, hybrid powertrain, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. You know, butterfly doors. Really can't say enough. Can't say how awesome this car is. There's a little bit to go over, so let's get started right away. First off, since they are butterfly doors, your controls are up here, and you have this big, hefty handle right here, and then the usual windows and so forth. This pops the trunk, that pops the fuel port, which is on the right side of the car, and then over here on the left in this corner is a plug-in on the outside of the car right there on the fender. The door opens like this, so butterfly. Then you have your lighting controls. This is fog lamps, this is the standard headlights, and not a whole lot different there. Most of the interior, as far as driver controls, the majority of it is the same as most any other BMW. Here, paddle shifters, turn signals and so forth, cruise control, audio and such. Over here is your windshield washers, the other paddle. This screen, this changes. Right now I am in comfort mode, which is the default for the car. When you put it into Eco Pro, I'll show you how this changes. Then the gauges change just a little bit, you see that? Over here, this shows you your charging and your drive. Generally, if you stay within the blue, either way, then the car will run all electric. The front wheels are powered electric with a battery and a motor, and the rear wheels are powered by a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. If you put it back into comfort mode where it was, you see the gauges basically stay the same. What's really different here is it's a little less aggressive about the throttle. A little more than it was in Eco, but not as much as it will be in Sport. So overall, it's basically the same. Now, to go into Sport mode, I have to shift into gear. So I'm going to go down into Drive, and then I'll put it into Sport. Then you saw that shuddering, that was the engine starting. So now you have what you expect to see on a standard gauge. So here's your speed, and here is your tach. This car has, you can see it goes pretty high RPM up there. Generally you want to shift when you're within the last two of those little dots, so around 6,400, give or take. But the car does a great job of shifting itself, so I really haven't changed much. And then another thing that it does is the engine is running right now, so you'll see at the bottom, that's how much gas is left, and that is how much battery is left with estimated range. It's very aggressive about charging that battery while you're on the road. So like right now it's running, the engine's turning, but we're not going anywhere. So it is charging that battery. If we sat here for maybe 5 minutes, we'd see another mile come up. So very aggressive about it. If you leave it in Sport mode, and you do a lot of cornering, and you do a lot of speeding up and slowing down and everything else, you will see that battery charge during that. It's pretty amazing. So parking it again, you see all some of this stuff changes. You can change what's up here. There's the button over there for changing the trip and so forth, and then you can use your buttons on the steering wheel to make a few other changes. Also, you have a lot of leeway with what you can do by changing things up here. I'll show you how that is controlled in a minute. Then coming down, here's your radar and your 4-ways. Here's your stereo controls right there. pretty straightforward. There really isn't anything difficult there. They pretty much put everything is on that screen. So really what this is quick buttons. You use this to change stations or tracks if you're playing off your phone. This is a Wi-Fi hotspot, and volume and on and off. And that's about it. Everything else is done up there. Climate controls. You see I have the seat heaters on. It's a little bit cold. It's about 32 right now, and windy. But we have, and I'll talk more about that wind in a minute because that's another interesting note on this car. These are pretty obvious too. There's really nothing here that needs to be explained. I don't think it's all pretty straight. I've been putting it on auto and then turning off the air conditioner and letting it do its thing, and it does a pretty good job of keeping the temperature you have set. So dual zone climate. So electric brakes. This is the shifter. It's the usual BMW shifter. Let me push in the brake. You push this and move it to where you want to go, right? And I'll show you something with the reverse in 1 second. Push button start and E-drive here, so you can force it into E-drive. I haven't been using that. I've been just using it at eco mode. So here you have your traction control. This is your mode control, so you can put it into comfort or eco, and there you go. This runs the camera. If the car is moving very slow, I believe it's 5 or 6 miles an hour or less, then you can turn on the backup camera on the screen up there. Pretty cool little feature. Here is the park assist, so it's the radar and whatnot. This is the control for that screen up, for the screen up there. You see what's on it now? I'm going to show you that in a minute. You have some quick buttons here and down here, and then you twist it or toggle it back and forth, and up and down for selections. Very easy to get used to. This is very easy to learn how to use. It's very, very cool. Then you have a little station here that I've been using to plug my phone in. So you have your USB and aux port here, and just enough space to, run your cord, plug your phone in, drop it in there. Starbucks holder. Then in this one, like most BMWs, it's set up for BlackBerry because there are, still 10, 12 people in the world that have a BlackBerry. No lighter in this one because this is an eco car. And just a little bit of storage space, not a whole lot. Couple more drink holders. Massive, massive back seats. Oh, I left my sunglasses back there. Massive back seats. FYI, they are so small, I could not even get the car seats for the kids in there. So, yeah, they're very, very cramped. This is a 2+2. It is not a family car. But don't tell your wife that. Over here, my camera in the seat. This is one of 4 packages available for this car. There's a base package, there is a Giga package, which is what this one is, and there is a couple of others. The price to add those ranges depending on what it is. So you have the base one that doesn't have any add-on, and then it goes up a couple $1,000s for the one that we're in here, and then up from there to, I believe, $10,000 is the top edition. To improve the leather and whatnot. These are heated seats, very, very comfortable. One complaint I had is when you're driving in sport, I wish these bolsters were a little bit bigger and a little more substantial. Otherwise, no complaints at all. You have the usual complaint getting in and out of the car, but you're going to have that no matter what, just because of the design. Beautiful interior. Beautiful interior. They did a great job here. Leather and soft plastics everywhere. Very, very well done. Lots of tone and changes and stitching, and just no surface is boring. It's just great looking. They did an awesome job in here. Now, all the blue things you're seeing all these blue stripes, and there's some over there on the door. You don't see striping, but there's lighting that matches it under there. These are all ambient lights, so when you you know, unlock the doors at night, or you have the lights on, marker lights or full lights or anything, those all come on, and you have a kind of a light blue glow going on in here. The ambient lights, which are under there and so forth, they all dampen. So as soon as you go into drive, or you've just left it for long enough, they'll all dampen down so you don't have it anymore to interfere with your driving. But it's a beautiful blue glow in here. I've tried to capture it several times in pictures, and I don't think I've done it justice, but I did make the attempt. Beautiful job. It's just so great. Now, really quickly, you'll see here, in reverse, I'm just going to put it in reverse so this doesn't change. In reverse, you see you have an around view. There are 4 cameras, one in the front, one in the back, and one on each of the side mirrors. So you have an around view, and then as you turn the wheel, you see that path marker telling you where you're going to end up also changes. That's part of the park assist. Over here, this is your radar. So you can see right now that there is a small obstruction somewhere on the rear and the right side. I think that's just weeds, but yeah. So very cool, very cool system, and you need this because, at least the backup camera, if nothing else, because you really have very little visibility out the back window. You see that, and the reason for that is because there are 2 panes of glass that you're looking through. So you get a ripple effect, and then the angle of the back glass kind of, you know, for the fastback, kind of gives it an odd portal kind of a thing going on. So when you're looking out the rear view, you're not seeing a whole lot. It's enough for just driving, but not really enough to maneuver the car if you're going to try to back up. I will also point out, though, that they did some cool things. You see the mirror over there. You may, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me use the, sorry for the jerkiness. Let me try this one. Yeah, you can just see it, that faint line right there. That is a dotted line. After that dotted line, going that way, there is a curve to the mirror, so it curves this way. That curve creates a kind of a long look. I think that's about it. That's about everything there is with this car. On the interior, it's a beautiful car, drives exceedingly well. I've had a great time in this car. You know, it's just a well-made machine, exceedingly fuel efficient. I've been driving it, you know, like a kid with a sports car. So I've been getting somewhere in the 38 to 40 mile per gallon average. Somebody else, I mean, if I was driving it longer, if I had it a longer time than that, and I drove it for, I put more every day into it, you know, I got used to the car and really drove it every day, because I've only had this for 4 days. If I really drove it every day and used it as a daily commuter and whatnot, I would be getting much better mileage than that. So this is just a great car. There's a lot you can do with it. So very cool, very nice. And just a real privilege to drive. So there you go. That is the BMW i8. This is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and we will talk to you again soon.